Hello and welcome to Duke's Handbook, where I give advice on anything anybody's asking for. Mondays are the Reddit episodes, released every Monday, 5:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Tuesday through Friday, if people write in, I'll record episodes for them personally. And let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, this one is called My Brother Threatened to Expose My Secret. I mean, this one should be good, right? My cousin brother. Cousin brother? What does that mean? What in the All right, whatever. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. Whatever. Cousin brother. That's got to be a thing, apparently. Who is a couple of years older than me, is the closest I've been to a person. He is the one I trusted the most, and when in the worst situations, I'd ask him for help. I don't have friends to talk to on social media because I'm really paranoid about internet security. Okay, this is starting to make a lot more sense now. And I never ask friends at school for their social media accounts because I'm paranoid they'll leak my pictures into a school group chats or something. Why are you so paranoid about that? This is why, yeah. And I never ask friends at school for their social. I already went over that. So in short, I'm just very paranoid and aren't really close to other people. Am not really close to other people. My brother is the only one I was close to, but we go into a small fight. We got into a small fight. Got into a small fight. I went to show him my test question paper since he's a senior in biology and I wanted to take biology too. He started saying things like, "Oh, you're so dumb and I'm so smart and I'm the perfect student," and I got kind of angry. He had been doing that a lot these days, and I was happy since he was finally confident in himself, but now it just felt like he was insulting me while I just wanted a bit of help with science. His younger brother, 12, was there, and when he said, "I'm literally the most perfect son and student," and so I was like, "Yeah, you never smoke," but he smoked once. I don't. This is interesting to me because there's some grammatical errors here, and it's kind of hard to follow. So I apologize. Again, I go into this stuff blind, people. So he got really mad at that and said, "I'll expose your family secrets and ruin your life." And I just don't know, man. I just left and told him not to talk to me and locked myself in my room and cried. He knocked, but I didn't respond, and he texted me like twice, but I just don't want to talk to him. This isn't the only time he's done this. Whenever we have a small fight, he says things like, "Oh, yeah, at least I didn't have to insert bad thing that happened to me." And I broke down crying once, and he stopped mentioning it after that. But now he does it again. I can't deal with this anymore. Please, I don't have anyone in this world to talk to, and I just don't want to do things anymore. I just wish I hadn't been so vulnerable around him. And my birthday is this week, and I don't want him to be there. I can't handle this, please. I don't want to go to school, and I struggle to talk to my parents. I just don't feel like anything. I just feel sad. I don't know anymore. Man, I feel like such a loser. I don't know. First of all, dude, I feel like I know where this is going, and don't do that. Do not unalive yourself. It's just a weird point in your life. I do have a question, though. When you say cousin brother, does that mean like your actual dad left your mom and made kids with your aunt. That's the only thing I could think of. But, or, vice versa, whatever. But anyway, the point of the matter here is fuck them. I say fuck them to a lot of things, and I'm going to be honest with you. Fuck them, bro. Like, people love talking shit when they finally get the upper hand, but there's that little, that saying with, it's like this kid, he's singing it. He's like, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain. Yeah. Well, it starts off with, I don't want to act so high and mighty because one day I may fall down on my face. So, he's going to be acting all high and mighty right now, but man, one day he is going to fall flat on his face. So, fuck him. Just keep doing you. Keep going out there and making sure that you're doing the best that you absolutely possibly can. That's all you can do, especially in high school. Just do the best you can. High school is really rough anyway, but it gets better after high school because you'll notice, as long as you do something with your life, whether it's moving somewhere and doing something awesome or anything other than just staying in your hometown, you'll be just fine, dude. Hey, if you're listening or you're watching on YouTube, do me a huge favor. Subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever. It'd be absolutely fantastic to see who's coming and going and who's watching and who's, doing their thing. So anyway, would love it if you just hit the subscribe and click that little notification bell. So I actually read this one to my little sister, and we actually had a pretty big conversation on it. It says, my roommate is becoming friends with a known sexual assaulter. I, male 20, have been living with my flatmate, female 20, for around 6 months, and we've got closer over time. For clarity, I call my flatmate T. I see T as one of my closer friends, and we like to go out clubbing together and our other mutual friends. Around a year ago, we were both in the same friend group as this guy who I'll refer to as A. A ended up sexually assaulting several women, some of whom I know very well. T stopped being friends with them for separate reasons a little before this. Friendship drama, I think. And I sort of ejected myself from that friend group because obviously I couldn't stand being around them. T knows that A did this and that I really dislike this guy, but last night, T and her friend went on a night out with him. Apparently, he apologized to them and got his life more on track. I get the vibe that T wants this guy back in her life as a friend. It's important to note that T has a boyfriend and, as far as I know, is not interested in A. Now, considering that within last year he's sexually assaulted multiple women, and on top of this, he has told several people that he's attracted to T, I have two things I want to tell her. One, having A in your life is a terrible idea. Not only does this guy have a horrible reputation, but it's quite possible that his motives with you are not good now either. Agreed. And honestly, if I was you, I probably would have beat the fucking brakes off this guy. Knowing that he sexually assaulted female friends of mine, I would have fucked him up. Two, I don't want him in the house we share. I think it's fair enough to not want him home. Want to get home and find a guy like that in your kitchen. Absolutely fair, 100%. I wouldn't let that guy step fucking foot in my goddamn house. Are you kidding me? Let alone just even knock on my door. My issue is I'm not sure whether it's overstepping to tell her this. I'm not a controlling guy, and it's totally not my place to decide who she's friends with. And what should I do if I find him in my house? Should I ask him to leave? Is it overkill to physically remove him? I'm not worried about the confrontation, but I don't want to overreact. So, dude, okay, let's say you express your displeasure with this gentleman. I'm not even going to call him a gentleman, this creep, right? And you say, dude, I understand we share the flat, the apartment, and you're allowed to have people over and everything like that. I don't want them here. And I feel like that should be an agreement. Now, if you come home and dude's in your home, ask him to leave firmly and just be like, bro, I don't want you in my home. I'm going to need you to leave. And if he gives you some form of attitude or disrespect or cuntiness, if you will, then you forcefully remove him from your property. A guy like that just being around, it's not cool. He's a piece of shit. A piece of shit. All right, so, I mean, tell him to get fucked, but you got to be nice to your friend and your flatmate, obviously. But I also don't think that she should be entertaining a known sexual assaulter, especially while she has a boyfriend. So handle that as you will to the best of your ability. For me, I mean, like, you've got a lot more restraint than I do, because I would have beat the fuck out of him. And I don't really think he would have ever come around. So, but I mean, that's my 2 cents. So this one, how do I, 19 female, explain to my dad that my boyfriend hanging out in my room is no different from the living room? Right off the get, I'm going to tell you it's very much different. Just because the living room is the living room and your bedroom is your bedroom. But let's go ahead and get into it and see maybe if it'll change my mind, right? Just some background info. I graduated high school in 2021 and have been working, and I'm attending school this year. Anyway, my dad is always telling me I should invite my boyfriend over more, but he doesn't realize he just makes it annoying for me, which is why, literally, I always go to my boyfriend's. He says he can either hang out in the living room downstairs or my old childhood game room upstairs. And when we do, he's always stressing not to close the door. My mom, on the other hand, doesn't care. My dad is home a lot. But my dad is home a lot. Okay. Now, it would be different if I enjoyed these spaces, but in general, I don't usually hang out in the living room for hours unless I'm with my family. Nor do I spend a lot of time in the other room. So why would I want to be forced to hang out in 2 spaces that I myself don't even stay in myself? LOL, question mark. My room is my safe space. Plus, my boyfriend and I almost, plus my boyfriend and almost live an hour apart. Okay, so they live almost an hour apart. So when we do hang out for the whole day, now, I've never actually asked him why he can't be in my room, but that's because anytime I question anything, he says I'm being ungrateful. But I feel like I just gave him some good points on why it doesn't make sense to me. Makes sense. He might be open to changing his mind. I'm assuming he thinks bed equals sex. Little does he know, it can literally happen anywhere. Whatever happens in a bed can happen in a car, floor, couch, bathroom, etc. My dad met my mom when he was 19, and they had no one interfering with their relationship. I don't think your dad doesn't know that sex can happen anywhere. I'm sure he's fully aware. But if he's able to control if it happens under his roof, I think that's where he's going with it. I've been trying to find other posts that have to do with my problem, but a lot of them are people ranting about their parents not letting them sleep in the same bed together. I just know if I had a 19-year-old, I would not force them to hang out all day in the area in the house they don't even hang out in. So, the way I'm going to look at this one is parents don't want you having sex under their roof, like bottom line, right? They're cool with you having your significant other over or whatever. But generally speaking, parents are not cool with even the possibility of you having sex under their roof. And the whole part where you're like, I feel like he doesn't understand. Like, he does. He fully gets it that while you guys are at his place or out and about on the town, the possibility of sex is there. But if he can control whether or not you guys are fucking under his roof, then he will. And you got to keep in mind too, like, and I had this conversation with my little sister. You know, you're 19, you're still living under your parents' roof. I know it's a dumb rule, and I went through this too, is that like, I'm an adult now, I could do what I want. Yeah, I mean, technically you can. But under your parents' roof, if they have a certain rule that they'd like you to follow, you know, maybe respect that. That's really all it comes down to, because you are still under their roof. You're not paying rent. Therefore, yes, you are an adult, but you are still their child under their wing. Congratulations for graduating and going into college. But yeah, I almost 100% think it's just that factor of it, is that you're still their little baby and you're not out on your own. So you kind of got to follow the rules that they set for their home, right? Yeah, and, you know, Dad's not stupid. He knows y'all fucking. He just doesn't want it to happen under his roof. Well, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for listening. If you could, keep an eye out for the Eagle and the Roo podcast. If you're on YouTube, give this a like and follow. And if you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and follow the podcast so that you're updated when I post new episodes. It'd be great to see everybody coming back and listening to future episodes. And it's obviously going to be honest. It's going to be great to see more followers and views on YouTube. I would also love it if you have something that you want addressed, to go ahead and email dukeshandbook@gmail.com. I check it daily. I'm really looking for people to start asking for personal stuff directly instead of from Reddit. So, and if even then, a good way to get a hold of me is the Duke's Handbook subgroup on Reddit. So, hope to see you all over the place, and thank you for listening. You have a good rest of your day.